Obviously, the question was asked earlier. Mr. Ramey wasn't here. Has he resigned that you know of or anything yet? Or
I've had no communication with Mr. Ramey or his attorney. I don't know what his plans are. And other than that, I don't know that I can be much help with that. I think probably his attorney or himself would know what he was going to do, but I don't want to speak for him. And I'm sure what I know is what I've read in the papers and saw on the news. So.
Has anyone with the county reached out to him that you know of?
I haven't tried to contact him. I don't know if anyone else has or not.
obviously, he's the third one that's been involved with this right now. Are you concerned about the message that this sends out to Lincoln County as far as
No, I think I look at it the other way. Is the message we're trying, that's been sent to Lincoln County voters is your vote will count. And if you cast an illegal ballot or try to do something illegally, we want to catch it. And I think I think they like that message. I don't think I feel sorry for Mr. Ramey and his family. I do. I know that his family and they're good people. And as far as I know, Mr. Ramey's a good person. But I think what the people of this county have wanted all along is a fair, valid election process. And I think that's what you see here now. I think this spring showed that you can have fair elections in Lincoln County.
And I guess, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just think that's the message I tell everybody. It's not, you would worry if this was going on and you weren't doing anything about it. You would worry if those agencies that regulate these things weren't doing their job. And I think the Secretary of State's office and the U.S. Department of Justice are doing their job. And that's all any citizen can ask, is that the rules that we play by, we all play by the same rules. And I think that is being accomplished here. We have a long, long history, back before I was born, of these type things or things similar going on. And it's took a long, long time to get to where we are now. But the citizens of this county can I think feel a lot better because they will know their vote will count if they cast a ballot. And they'll know that there's not a block of vote out there, 500 to 750 votes, that'll be against their candidate. So I really, most of the people I talked to, even in the night of the election here this spring, were very positive about the election. They were very positive about their vote counting. They were very positive about who was elected. They felt really good about it. And having lived here most all my life, that's a good thing. The people really feel that they have a say in this government now. And that's what's important. That's everybody's apathetic at some point in time. But we've had a history of having to be apathetic because we didn't know we could beat the machine. But there's I think what's happened with the coordination of the efforts between the Secretary of State and the U.S. Department of Justice have been what has been needed. You can only do so much as a local elected official or as an individual voter in the county. But if we all work together for a better government, I think that'll happen. And I think we see that result. That's what's going on here. I mean, it's sad that this thing had to happen, but it's what's going on is this frees our elections up. We no longer have to worry about the tyranny of one faction or another running political games in the county and to keeping things away from our people.
Go ahead.
Is Mr. Ramey still receiving his salary?
I couldn't answer that. I would suspect if he hasn't resigned, he would be.
Charles, just looking ahead to the implications of this, you were obviously precluded from running for election this year because of redistricting last fall. Have you given any thought to the consequences of a resignation and the possibility of maybe you being appointed or maybe you running for a vacancy? I know it's still up in the air.
I don't know. Of course, all those different scenarios come to mind. When things like that happen. But we don't know. Mr. Ramey is not resigning until he would resign. I wouldn't want to comment otherwise about that because this is these things happen to us and they're not done for political reasons. They're done because it's what the justice is being served. So, but I really, as you know, having been a city commissioner for 11 years, I was disappointed with the gerrymandering that occurred. That excluded very qualified candidates from running for office. But that's an opinion of mine. That's just the way I feel. But I don't think it's appropriate now to comment on, things that we don't know exist. And once they would exist, then, and plus, there are reasons that, I kind of have to be careful as far as any answers, because of the fact we also have another civil problem going on. And once that's resolved, I think we can go into it more detail. But I think that Mr. Ramey will do what's right. I think if he's big, he'll do what's right.
Did he give a reason for not showing up at this meeting?
He didn't. I haven't talked to him, so I don't know.
But you,
He's out of town.
is he on vacation or he's just, if it's,
He's just on vacation.
okay, do you know where?
I'm not positive.
Is there, with everything that's come out, is there something, if the commission decided to, is there something they could do to remove him from the payroll, remove him from the commission?
I think that's in the code as far as how those things are handled. But like I said, until that would, until we see something really happen other than what's being reported, I don't think this commission, we'd ask our prosecutor, what do we do next? And that's because that's what we usually do to get our legal opinion. And so I think that would occur then. But we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know the terms of any of the plea agreement or what Mr. Ramey has said or anything like that. So once that would occur, we would go by the book as far as whatever it would say we should do, we will do. And like I said before, this won't be a dragged out process. We will try to accomplish it as quickly as we can to keep the government working like it should work.
Any discussion on going back and looking at the commission's votes, seeing if there's anything that needs to be re-examined?
I haven't had any discussions with anybody about that. I mean, that was a question posed to me by one of the news people, but other than that, I haven't had any discussions with Mr. McCann or Ms. Johnson or anybody about how we handle that. And I think, like I say, that thing, if it does occur, we will address in the most expeditious way we can.
Mr. Weaver's move is kind of unusual. Do you know what's kind of behind that?
No, I don't. I do know. I talked to Mr. McCann this morning. He said Mr. Weaver had requested the transfer, and of course, I think it's well documented my objections to Mr. Weaver being into the assessor's office because of the prior crime and things like that. And to explain my vote in transferring him, it was not a vote particularly into giving him the other job as much as it was in removing him from the assessor's office. But it was not anything that I did. But as it's been documented, I did not support him being in there because of his prior felony in the office.
Do you think he should be an employee of the county?
Well, I think that's I personally have nothing against Mr. Weaver. I mean, we've always got along and things like that, but I don't think it was appropriate for him to be in that office, and I'm glad he's made the decision to get out of it. I really am. I think that helps the people that were looking at that situation and were upset about it. Then it takes that away. I do hope this is an attempt by Mr. Weaver to help other people too, and I think it does. I really do, and I think he'd do fine at the job that we've assigned him to, that he's requested for. And I think he'd do that job well, so I have no problem with him doing that.
Do you know what kind of a pay cut he's taking with that?
I don't really know for sure. There's a decrease in pay, and it would be significant because I don't remember exactly what he was being paid, but it's tens of thousands of dollars less, I'm sure. Which again, as I say, if it may be the good intentions of Mr. Weaver to do that. I don't know, but I'm glad he's no longer in the assessor's office just by virtue of the fact, as I stated before, that it's been a point of I did not feel that was appropriate anyway. So, but I'm glad he's done what he's done, and like I say, I have nothing personal against him. I just think that if you commit a felony in the office as an elected official, you shouldn't be allowed to serve in that office in any way.
What's his title? It's litter
Control Officer.
control officer.
Yes. Anything else, guys?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.